two different events. The one is what the group was able to learn for the long term and just to experience representing the National Hockey League as ambassadors in in an environment like that where it meant a lot to all the top people of the National Hockey League were there to watch the event and to see the event. And I think in Europe it had all the eyes on it because of the international break. So I thought the players represented the Sabres and the NHL really in an outstanding way. You know, we had compliments everywhere about who they are as people and how we are. You know, we're not pleased with the results. We'll look them right in the eyes and say, you know, we needed to win game 2 especially, and game management got away on us. But it's an experience that'll strengthen the group moving forward for sure. Anytime you leave your own environment and the comfort of your home, you're stressed, and how you deal with that is also part of growing and part of maturing. And I thought there was a lot of opportunity for that last week, and overall it was a successful trip. And you know, they're all really healthy back after a few days off, and we had an excellent pace today, so let's get back at it.
Now that you're back, how do you manage the schedule? It is quite chaotic here moving forward.
Yeah, don't think about it. Thanks for reminding me. So no. I mean, the reality is we have the 21 games to Christmas, and we're breaking it up into little groups. You know, we've got the 5-game with a 2-day pause, 6-game, 2-day pause, 6-game, 2-day pause, 4-game. And I think if you break it down into smaller sections in your mind and you deal with those as you go through it, you know, we will, as an example, do a pregame skate tomorrow because we haven't been on the ice that much lately, just for the touches and the skates. But once we enter the games, we'll really have to use our experience here from the beginning of the season, how to manage energy between games. And, you know, you'll probably see us sometimes leave out a practice day and rather do a pregame skate the next day and so on. But I feel the fitness level, other than our injuries now, the guys have a strong foundation. We've been doing lifting and we've been doing a lot of work off the ice that we believe will help us. And we need to use the whole lineup. We need 4 lines going. We need, you know, more than 6D going, where, you know, there's possibility with the healthy D that somebody will go in and out and things like that to use fresh energy. You know, we need to use our roster and manage it by keeping the picture small, though, and continually within this pace look for improvement. So there's a lot of things there, but we feel comfortable going into it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and let's show our good side here right off the hop.
Does the team have to be off for the 2 days when you go out?
Yes. Yeah, that was compulsory from the NHLPA that the travel day did not count, and then there had to be 2 days off. Winnipeg and Florida did the same thing last year, and that's from the league. But a lot of players did do activity yesterday on their own, as far as I know, but we could not run a practice.
What is Johansson's status? I know it seemed like you finished the game Saturday.
Yeah. JoJo's day-to-day, really. Like, we're going to take a look at him tomorrow morning and then make our decision in the morning. And, you know, we don't expect it to be long-term. It's really just something we're being careful about. And we don't see a long-term loss there.
Certainly the offensive situation is a talking point. What goes into the decision of calling up Lazar as opposed to Thompson?
Yeah, it's more if you look at Sabatka going out and the role that he had till now in the team and the stabilizing factor and the experience that he brings, we felt that was more important. We really like Curtis in training camp, so the way he executed and the kind of role he seems to be able to give us, we'd like to test him in that situation, the physicality, the penalty kill, and so on, and the depth scoring that he can also bring, his experience. But we like what he's been doing. We feel that he carried what we asked from him in training camp into Rochester, and we have other good bodies down there for sure with different skill sets, but just for the need right now, short term, we felt Curtis was the best fit.
How much of that is not interrupting Thompson's progress this season, because he has been very good down there?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's definitely, we could discuss other players here who had good training camps. I'd rather not get into the name game there. I think that all I know is Tage is doing an excellent job developing nicely, and we're excited about that.
Marco's day to day, is he a possibility for tomorrow or this weekend?
He is definitely a possibility for tomorrow. Yeah.
You mentioned the defense starting to get healthier. How do you manage all the bodies when they aren't right?
Yeah, no, it's definitely complex, and I've been a coach in my life that I wake up in the morning and look at who is there and who's healthy and who can play, and then deal with it, and then the next day and the next day, because you never know what this pace of games will bring us, and we're happier to have that competition, internal competition, and the depth in the roster, because all of us know in this grind coming up we're going to need it. So at the moment it's not an issue yet. It was great to see Scandy and Bogo out there. To have 9 defensemen in an NHL practice is extremely unique, and the competition will be stiff, but we're going to just take it a day at a time. Otherwise, you're spending time and energy on something that you don't need to. So at the moment I see it as a positive, and we like the options that we have.
Bogosian, he's listed as week to week still. Is this almost like a training camp for him now, where he has to go through a bunch of things before you're going to be able to use it?
For sure. I mean, Bogo not being in training camp is completely different than, let's say, Scandy re-entering, even just on the way we run certain drills and the amount of puck movement that we have and everything. He just has to get comfortable with what we're doing. The good thing is Bogo's been in on every single meeting that had any tactical or strategic element to it since the 13th of September. Bogo hasn't missed a meeting, and so that, other than now being not with us in Sweden because we felt it was best for him to stay here and train, he's been involved the whole time. So he understands what we're looking at and what we're trying to do, and I think he'll be able to re-enter and be a candidate quite quickly. But this is like training camp for Bogo, and Steve Smith is licking his lips working him after practice. He was having some fun thinking of how he was going to get him back up to speed.
How anxious has Zach been to finally get out there with these guys, though? I know he's a guy who's very excitable about these things.
Well, I think you've summarized his personality. I mean, I talked to him short after practice, and just being back in the group where it matters and where it counts really was exciting for him today. And he, that energy, may it drive him to the very best version of Zach Bogosian, and I think it's going to help a lot because he's been out. There's always a positive on the other side, and that'll be the energy that he brings into the room.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Ro.
You got cut off. One more?
Yeah, one more.
Okay, go.
This year is obviously not last year.
No.
But there are some similarities with the start and sort of the wane. How do you turn that around? How do you get things back right?
Well, I'm a new head coach here this year, and that doesn't interest me at all. What interests me is the things that were, what the way the team was playing, definitely looked at it and everything. But we're building a new story here, and this is a completely different season with a different group of guys, with a huge buy-in here and a healthy base of confidence at the moment. And I don't feel anything but that. And so that really is my answer. What are we doing now? How are we building our story this year? And what was last year is not relevant really to our story that we're building.